It is the night of January 24th, 2 days after my last recording session. Conker is playing Conker's Pocket Tales there, I believe, and we are about to get our spook on. The doors open, not much unlike the way they closed in the intro. I don't know if that's significant or not, but there you go.
Welcome to my house. Please enter of your own free will and bring with you some of the happiness that is so evident in your face and so lacking in my own.
Conker kind of does have resting smile face, though.
Okay, I'll just cross this threshold here. I'm sure that's of some significance. I don't think what it is. Anyway, my hairdo.
What?
Nothing.
It is a bit of a hair don't.
What being out here in the middle of nowhere on such a cold and gloomy night? Pray, follow me. You look as if you're in need of sustenance, and I have many things to eat and drink. Pray, follow.
Like this.
Oh, okay. Food, yeah. Hey, get a bit sick of chocolate anyway.
This way.
I don't know what he would say there if you had not eaten any chocolate up to this point. Probably nothing different, but
State of repair. We're having
I do wonder these things.
refurbishments doing at the moment, and I was planning to have all this knocked through to make one big
yeah, this is a very damaged looking floor,
conservatory for the present.
which reminds me of something that I think I'll talk about in a moment. I do like this cutscene, though. This whole sequence that is very obviously Dracula-inspired. I've never seen Dracula, but I kind of want to.
More wine?
I know that in Ed Wood, there's the guy who acts... There's the actor of Dracula, who then dies and then gets replaced with an actor of the actor of Dracula.
I never drink.
If you've seen the movie, that makes sense.
So, who's this guy here? He looks like you.
Hey, that looks like Tom Selleck.
My forefather. He was a crusader in a war of long ago. Went with the allies, with the squirrels and the panthers. That union, alas.
Getting a bit of backstory here.
Yeah, and he had really stupid teeth as well. Didn't they have any dentists back then?
Who are you to criticize me or my ancestors, whose blood runs in these veins? You are not of noble birth, and never will be.
Yeah. I know that Bic Dip said this in his playthrough, but it's something I noted as well. You definitely can't just become of noble birth. If you're not already, then of course you're never going to
I
be.
get somewhat touchy.
Oh, that's alright. I know how it is. Family.
The main reason I like this cutscene is because of
You been here long?
Count Concula's voice, I think is his name. I don't remember.
Yes.
Really?
If that's his name, that's a terrible name.
Quite a big family then.
No, it's just me.
Oh. What's that noise?
The children of the night. What sweet music they make.
Music? The howling.
That's what I was going to say, Conker.
What is that?
But then I guess children screaming is always music to our ears, isn't it?
Sounds like somebody's braying on the door.
Braying.
They don't like you either, I take it.
Oh, shit. The villages again. It sounds like there is more.
The swearing in this particular instance is humorous.
This could be your lucky night, Conker. I was going to kill you and drink your blood.
Expressionless Conker.
I'm needing your help. Pray, come here.
Can we just go back a bit there? The drinking my blood bit? What's all that about?
I said,
Come.
Those don't look very much like children of the night, but I'm guessing that's a figure of speech.
Delicious.
Not that you can really tell age very well from animals like this, but
Yes.
they seem more like
I think
small
you are
adults.
My great grandson, Conker.
You're his great turns to nighttime great grandson. That's great!
Indeed. I have a little task for you.
Don't know if that's the exact line from Futurama, but
Villagers
that part.
usually pop up to my establishment, have a little fun, and see if they can kill me. It's never worked yet. As you can see, I've had a few minor alterations to the house.
Minor.
The house a grinder.
If you're hearing anything in the background, which I hope you're not, that's a heater that's installed in my room, because it is somewhat cold.
It is your duty, your errand, indeed the whole point of your existence as of this day, is to fetch me the villagers, pop them in the grinder, and let me feed.
Yeah, that's nice and
You
pleasant.
may feed too if you wish, but only later. Well? Oh yes, I forgot. You can only speak like what you are. A bat.
Conker is a cute bat.
Well, chop chop. Fetch me the villagers. I am
There's a certain picture on one of the walls that looks more like his bat form in Live and Reloaded. Let's see, I need to figure out what I'm doing here, because I forgot the controls. B is forward, okay. And you just kind of fly around freely. Z is poo. Yeah, because you can just poo on command. That is not a power that I wish to have in the real world. Oh yeah, and you get your sensor for any characters that are nearby. But first I want to see if I can find... Nope, that's not the right place. I want to see if I can find that picture that I was talking about. Not that we need to find it right now, but... it's at least more time to listen to this wonderful music in the background, because this is a really cool, like, I don't know, Victorian song? Not really sure. I guess you can't really fly any faster. But yeah, this picture right here looks very much like Conker does as a bat in Live and Reloaded. So, make of that what you will, I guess. At least it does to me. And flat armor on the wall. They couldn't render full actual armor, so they just stuck that on the wall, I guess. Yeah. Also, this is homing poo. Makes this even better. Oh shoot, I'm forgetting the strategy for this. Let me see if I can find some chocolate. I know that there's not much in this building, but I thought that there was at least some in the grinder room. Yeah, there's some up there. Hopefully it respawns in case I bat this up. That's not even a phrase. But I can be driven batty by this part. Maybe that's a joke that I can make. Now, if anyone else thinks that they can make better jokes than the ones I'm making now, then I'll put you at the bat. Okay, let's see. There we go. That's all I wanted to do. It's better to get the closer ones anyway, because you have a lot of trips to make. I think it's a total of 6. Because you have a set of 1, a set of 2, and a set of 3. Yeah, what I was going to talk about earlier with that... with the broken floor in this building. Recently, where we used to live in Mississippi, there have been, I guess, some crazy storm type... There's been a lot of stormy weather that's been kind of ridiculous. And, It's to the point where there was this building that I remember passing by at an intersection all the time, like almost every day for school. These controls are less graceful than I remember. Not that I remember them being super graceful, but this is more problematic than I thought. Okay. But yeah, in Mississippi there was this, like, white 2-story building that I passed by all the time, and the top half of that building was blown off, and it landed in the middle of the intersection. I don't know how, but just... yeah, just straight up, there's nothing left of the top floor, because it's all just in the street. So that's a bit insane. And I guess some damage was done to our to our old house that we used to live in as well. The house that we owned until, like, last week. Which... I mean, that's a little bit crazy. Like, yeah, okay, we sold the house finally, it's not ours anymore, so we don't have to deal with the damages that just came in. And it's also kind of ridiculous because moving into that house, within a week there was all the stuff that happened with Hurricane Katrina, and, like, it's almost like the house is cursed, because, you know, there's twice in a row now, within a month of buying the house, something catastrophic happened. Just, it's an odd coincidence, I guess. Not that I actually believe in curses or, oh yeah, this is just the completely useless pit of spikes. I don't know why this is here. I don't think you ever have to go here. Let's see... is this the same background as the main area? Do we have... I was trying to look for the beehive, but the beehive might not be around here. Maybe it's behind the mansion or something, I don't know, but... okay. Flying downwards with slightly glitchy camera. Poo on some more strangers and drop them into a grinder. They have nice dapper clothing, and also I like how they kind of duck if you're close to the ground. Nice attention to detail. If you're as concerned with polish as Rare tends to be, then this is kind of a necessity. Like, if I didn't include something like this in one of my own games, where the character doesn't duck whenever you're near the ground, then I would get really bothered by the fact that they're clipping through the ground. So, I don't know, it's... for other people, I guess, maybe it's not natural to try to polish up a game, but to me it's, like, bothersome if I don't. Did you just... where did he go? I hope he fell into the grinder. I don't know if he actually did or not. Oh well, I guess that's no concern of mine. He's dead either way. This is another one of those instances where I feel like this game is fun, and I do believe that this part in its own way is fun, but I don't know if I'm really selling the idea that it's fun by just what you're seeing, because it's a little bit of a different experience playing it than watching it. At this point, it might seem like I'm pretty much just doing the same thing over and over, and that's all that is going on, and that's true, and the controls are a little bit obnoxious, but at the same time I'm still enjoying it, because there's enough that feels different about each little section. I don't know. I do want to give this game all the credit that I feel it deserves, because I think that, at least lately, it's gotten a lot of backlash for not being the greatest, and just being kind of a mess in design, but I still think it's, like, a very special game for a lot of reasons. For crying out loud, we're a bat that just is crapping on villagers and throwing them into a grinder. Like, how ridiculous is this? And yet it works. And Count Concula here is very, very large. Are you gonna drop automatically anytime soon? There you go. As an additional note, how did Conker turn into a bat anyway? Like, I think the idea, based on the story that the Count was talking about, I'm not really sure. It sounds like Conker is just, like, actually a bat, and the squirrel form is not his real form. Like, this isn't even my final form. But I don't know how much sense that makes. If that is the case, then... well, I don't know. Like, how does he turn into a squirrel to begin with? it seems like, also based on what happens after this scene, he's not actually a bat, he's a squirrel, because he turns back into a squirrel kind of by himself, implying that the bat thing is just a spell put on him for a short period of time. So, maybe the Count is lying, but then there's all this, the coincidence of him actually being an ancestor and having all these pictures of Conker in his house, and... I'm thinking too hard about a game that probably is not meant to have any sort of spectacular story to it. Well, obviously it's not meant to have a spectacular story, given that the basic plotline is Conker gets drunk and also a panther needs to not spill his milk. That's pretty much the best story ever. Alright, that guy got picked up a lot more easily than others. Thank you for not struggling too much. I will reward you by dragging you across the ground. They do drop automatically, so whenever that one dropped and it didn't look like it was above the grinder, I'm not really sure what was up with that. But is this it? Was that 6 or 7 times? I don't know.
I've drunk too much. Oh, shit.
Certainly added a lot of blood to his grinder then. Not that he has much use for it anymore, seeing as he is dead.
That doesn't happen to you every day.
That's why this is a bad fur day, Conker.